Why is it freedom from Johnson City?
Well, a big shazam to you people. It's a Hard Truth Monday. Let me tell you how I got to the genesis of today, and then I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I was digging through, kind of looking at a few different things, especially the very first one that I'm going to talk about, a few hard truths of things that are going on, and I kept spiraling and spiraling and spiraling, and then I came across this post right here by Jason Pargin. It's fascinating how in real life, huge stories just don't have an ending at all. Remember the Boeing scandal? Planes falling apart, dead whistleblowers. Was there some kind of resolution to it? Is it all fine now? It's like a plot that's just an endless series of inciting incidents. And that really is true. I've got a hard truth for you. A bunch of inciting incidents. I'm leaving it. And none of these will ever be resolved. It's my opinion. And there's a bunch here. So I'm going to go step by step through a whole bunch of things that will never have resolution. So buckle up. Here we go. Crazier world than ever out there. You need to conceal carry everywhere you go, my opinion, but that word conceal is super important. Hidden Hybrid Holsters helps you do just that. Super well made. Y'all know that. I've showed you them before many times, but also a fantastic warranty, and you're going to carry all day concealed and all day comfortable. They got your back, or they got your front, or your side, wherever you choose to carry, but again, do carry. HiddenHybridHolsters.com. You people, thanks for every thumbs up. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are amazing. Get yourself subscribed. Appreciate y'all. It's going to be a good week around here, a big week around here. Here we go. A big list of stuff that'll never have an ending. Next. CNN reports this from the other day. Federal judge rules Trump can't require citizenship proof on federal voting form. And that's some wild stuff. Try to go get a driver's license unless you're in California without proof of citizenship. Try to go do pretty much anything. Get a car, get a house, anything without a little piece of federal ID or state ID. And to get those, you got to require citizenship. And this judge blocked it. Her name is Colleen Collar-Cotelli. I don't know how to say that, but she sure looks like a winner. And none of this is good. From that article, President Trump's request to add a documentary proof of citizenship requirement to the federal voter registration form cannot be enforced, a federal judge ruled Friday. Not good. And I saw this in an article that was on Reddit. They posted that CNN article on Reddit, and a couple folks said a couple things, and I want to read this to you. A long read here, but I think this is worth it. Random Reddit users. Yes, I's right says, I'm convinced the left and the right are all in on things together, and this is a giant stupid A game that people fall for. Big Pharma sucks says the world is run by narcissistic, manipulative psychopaths that want to control everything with access to money, power, and technology that none of us can really even fathom. They have think tanks and AI algorithms that have socially engineered the world to be the way it is. They own all the media and get to choose the topics that are on people's minds with prepackaged left-right talking points for the peasants to argue with each other about. Of course, they are in on it together. They would be if it were illegal with the real threat of punishment. They would be even if it were illegal with the real threat of punishment. But when there isn't, why wouldn't they be? Maybe that's better for Tinfoil Tuesday. Mondays and Tuesdays have been blending here a little bit. But this judge right here, yeah, she is making sure that you don't have to have ID. Remember, this is the same judge from earlier this year. Federal judge limits Doge access to Treasury Department payment records as member of Musk's team quits over offensive posts. So she's the one that was blocking Doge, a federal agency or a federal department from accessing Treasury Department payment records. Yeah, it's the left and right. They're both in on it. All right, we're going to talk about Prince Andrew. Y'all saw this the other day. I want to say this before I talk about the royalty. Let me say this. I have 1,776 reasons to not give a flying crap about the royalty or people that call themselves royal or royal blood. All of it's a scam. I don't care about England. But two things. One, we need to watch Europe because as Europe goes, we follow. But the second one does affect us. I think you're about to see it. King Charles Charles strips his brother Andrew of Prince title and evicts him from royal mansion. And Prince Andrew, no longer royalty, whatever that means. I don't pay homage to people who call themselves royal. Speaking of Prince Andrew, here he is with one of his best friends. They said he spent a lot. Documents say he spent a lot of time at that dude's house, and none of it is good. Here's him with an underage girl, and Ghislaine, who is now in, yes, I know it's Ghislaine, now in federal prison. All of that going on. The theories is that he was stripped of his title because stuff is getting ready to come out that cannot be contained. I think this is the first drop in that uncontainable bucket. Andrew had 40 prostitutes brought to five-star Thailand hotel during 4-day taxpayer-funded trip, author claims. And this author allegedly has documentation. It's from years ago in the early 2000s. But Prince Andrew, who is a dirtbag, never forget the Queen and the Crown protected these dirtbags for decades, if not centuries. And there's a lot of different theories and different paths we can go down on how bad the royals are. I'm not a fan of that word, you can tell. But they are saying, folks that are researching this, that Prince Andrew and all of this unraveling that's taking place right now has to do with the Epstein list, the Epstein files, and all of this stuff that we've talked about on here for years now. So all of this, I think, my opinion, does affect us in that we might get a hint of an answer. I don't think we'll ever have true answers. All right, last week next, I showed you this meme right here. It's a meme, a story in 3 parts, and there's JD during the campaign season with a very happy wife, and here's JD recently with a clearly unhappy, graying wife, and why the change? I don't know, may have been bad weather. But then he rolls into that TPUSA event hugging up on Erica Kirk, and she's in them leather pants. And I mean, I get it. Everybody grieves differently, and it's easy to judge people who are on stages. But I have said this before. I'm going to say it right now. If she could just squeeze out one tear as she dobs and dobs and dobs, I'm not saying that she has to cry publicly. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is she's had those tissues for weeks now, dobbing, and just on and sobbing and sobbing. No one has ever captured a single tear in HD. Then she rolls into this event in leather pants, hugging on JD. Who? Question of the day. Who grabs it up into the hair on the back of the head of a grown man who's married ever, let alone in public and on stage? It was too natural. I don't think it was planned. I think it's not. I don't think it's good. My point is to not judge a grieving widow. My point is to say the whole thing has been fishy from start to finish. And random internet user posted this. I'm calling it right now. JD Vance will divorce his brown-skinned wife, will remarry ex-Epstein recruit, which there's some documentation there, and recent widow, Erica Kirk. That's also a lot of conspiracy there, and he will be the 2028 Republican presidential nominee. And a lot of folks push back on that big time. I will as well. I don't think, and I am not speaking ill over anybody. I hope everybody in this whole situation lives a long and fruitful and healthy life, and folks that are in struggles get health. And I mean that. But folks are saying he can't divorce her and then run. It would have to be something much more tragic than that. I don't want to explore that too much, but not good. At the very least, I will say that hug was weird. And that joke that haha went around a few weeks ago, the first stage of grief is pyrotechnics. Maybe apparently the second stage of grief is leather pants and no tears. I sound judgmental, but at some level I can't help but be. Next, fluoride officially classified as a neurotoxin in world's top medical journals. Right there, conspiracy theorists for the last 80 years. I love whoever put that into quotes, conspiracy theorists. Yeah, call us that, but we are 72-0 since the coup. That's interesting. Fluoride, off the menu, boys. It's now a neurotoxin. Next, Thomas Massey posted this. The government is shut down, but the House refuses to go back in session. I filmed these in advance. I don't know where we'll be by the time y'all see this. Why are we in recess? Because the day we go back into session, I have 218 votes for the discharge petition to force a vote on releasing the Epstein files. Speaker Johnson doesn't want to be in the news. I don't know. I'm at the point now, a little like Ian Carroll. And if you watched Ian Carroll when he was on Joe Rogan, he says there is no list. And he gave what he has done months and months of research on. There's no like list, one piece of paper sitting around somewhere. It's decades and decades of stuff. And it's what I think clearly is an operation, military level, or at least spy level, a spy operation. But they are gathering intel as well as creating blackmail opportunities for the rich, the elite, world leaders, as well as publicly elected officials. I don't think there's a list anywhere, but holy smokes, Thomas Massie toeing the line as always. Next, Representative Eric Swalwell says this: it's coming to an end, guys. I've spoken to a lot of House Republicans this week, and they've confided that Trump's movement support is fading. As one told me, quote, this Epstein bomb is about to drop, and no one wants to defend a pedo protector. It's just a matter of time. I don't know, Eric Swalwell. But it's the same stuff over and over. To that individual's, as I opened with, he says it's just all one incitement after another, and there's never any closure. There's never any answers, but holy guacamole. This is interesting. Next, this one showed up on a conspiracy site that I frequent. Here's Saudi Arabia recently, and here's Iran just several weeks ago. One is with the Rothschild banking establishment. If you want something fun, you can chase it maybe on a Tuesday. If you're wearing your tinfoil hat, you can just look at it. It's not even really tinfoil, it's just facts. Look at the Rothschilds banking establishment and who we invade and who we bomb and who we overthrow and who we send the CIA in to destabilize their government. And a lot of it, if not all of it, comes down to the Rothschild banking establishment model. Finally, we get to this one, Kash Patel. Next, Kash Patel shuts down Charlie Kirk foreign intelligence probe in explosive feud with Trump's counter-terrorist chief. I don't understand why. It's a probe that probably needs to be done. I'm going to say absolutely needs to be done. I'm going to say this, and I've said it before, it is the most important round bullet fired, at least since 1963, and it was a watershed moment. We will not know for years what came out of that, what's going to come out of that, where we're going to end up, but holy smokes, it's big, and y'all know that bullet's big. I'm not saying who shot it. I'm not saying where it came from. It might have been the microphone. It might have been up on the roof. I don't know, and I honestly, truly don't know. But it needs to be investigated, and Kash Patel and his group just shut it down. Why? That's my question. Why would they shut it down? So that's a lot today, and from the beginning to the end, a lot of inciting incidents that we won't have answers to. And we're ending with this one. Kash Patel shutting down Charlie Kirk's foreign intelligence probe in explosive feud. Why are they shutting it down? Hey, Candace, why?
You don't get to ask those questions.
Was it freedom from Johnson City? Was it freedom from Johnson City? Was it freedom from Johnson?
This gun fits my hand better than this one does.
Come on, Johnny B.